not a bad Halloween to go on. So yeah, like, you know, when you say she went over here, the one that faced away, I feel like that's something that is in Japan. Buzzing my alarm pulls me out of dream world and into reality. With a sleepy roll, I slap blindly at the sound. Just 5 more minutes, please. The buzzing doesn't cease no matter what and how hard I slap my clock. My blink open as 10:17 a.m. blinks back at me. Crap! I shoot straight out of bed. I'm late for class. I push the off button on my clock, but it doesn't stop buzzing. Wait, my alarm doesn't buzz. Instantly on my desk, my phone buzzes loudly on the wood. It's Valerie. She's probably wondering why I wasn't in class this morning. Hey Valerie, sorry I missed you in class today. She sounds amused. Yeah, I don't know what happened, but my alarm didn't go off.
Probably because you didn't set it.
What?
It's reading week. We don't have classes, silly.
Oh. That explains a lot. If we don't have class, then why are you calling me?
Because unlike somebody, I've been hard at work and found something interesting about Eagle's core.
Really? What is it?
It's the secret to Eagle's maximum overdrive.
And you call that interesting. Alright. Wait, seriously? What does it say?
It says, come to the hangar right now.
No, it doesn't.
Only one way to find out. See you in a few.
She doesn't wait for me to respond before the line goes dead. Valerie? She's lucky my curiosity is stronger than my irritation. I get dressed and ready for the day. Just as I'm about to head out, my phone beeps. I pull up my phone expecting another text from Valerie, but instead I see an old alert. Call Mom today! Why? Mom. My chest tightens as if a hand is holding my heart. Today was her birthday. Last year I was so busy at CNI1 that I completely forgot about Mom's birthday. I didn't give her a call until the next day, and even though she understood, I could tell she was disappointed. I created this alert right afterwards so I never forget again. How could I have known how could I have known that would be her last birthday? A spark of anger heats my blood. If Mom and Dad really were the target of foul play, somebody is going to pay for ripping them away from me, from Nikki. My phone beeps again. I open up a message from Valerie telling me to hurry up. I need to find out what's going on with Eagle. Maybe that will give me some hint about what happened to Mom and Dad. I take a deep breath and hop on my bike and hurry to school. Reading week? What is that? Hopefully, I don't have classes when I get there either. Or when I have reading week, whatever that is. When I arrive at the hangar, I head straight for Eagle. Valerie stares intently at the terminal, biting her lip in concentration. She glances at me as I approach and smiles.
I almost thought you weren't going to show up.
Here I am, rocky like a hurricane. She points to the terminal, fidgeting with excitement.
It took some time, but I finally figured it out.
You were able to reverse engineer the overdrive mode? Valerie nods. That's incredible! She grins proudly at my enthusiasm.
It took a little longer than I expected since the missing pieces were really hard to fill in.
Oh yeah?
And the full schematics are unlike anything I've seen before. I wasn't even able to find anything remotely similar while researching.
Her brow furrows in thought, then she shakes her head and her excited grin returns.
Anyway, I've tested the data in the simulator, and it worked flawlessly. Your core is calibrated to be able to use the overdrive mode on demand.
That's awesome!
I haven't had a chance to try it in actuality, though. As much as I'd love to hop in your cockpit, I'm not much of a pilot. So, I leave the test piloting to you.
I nod. Of course, you're amazing, Valerie. Her smile broadens.
Oh, I almost forgot.
She returns to the terminal. As her fingers dance over the keyboard, another screen opens up. It's packed tightly with a lot of information, and the bottom has an open section to input a password.
I couldn't figure this out, and it looks like any sort of tampering will potentially wipe the data. What's weird about it is that all those lines are not really code that needs to be deciphered. They read more like references I don't understand. Since you build Eagle, I wondered if this might mean something to you.
I glance at the screen. It does read like a whole bunch of inside jokes meshed together. Some places seem familiar, but strewn together like that throws me off. Wait, what? Seems familiar, but strewn together like that throws me off. I'm sure if I had time to sit down and concentrate, I could work through this, but right now I'd rather focus on the overdrive mode. Do you have all the data you need for the overdrive mode?
Yeah, which is why I almost forgot about this. I'm not sure what's hiding behind here.
No rush then? She smiles.
No rush. I do think we should book off some practice time in the arena and confirm the overdrive mode works, though. I mean, theory is still theory.
I nod. I was thinking the same thing. Let's tell the team about this and see if we can get a practice session in before the match. I shoot off an urgent group text. As I wait for everyone to show up, I pull the arena schedule on my phone. Is there any chance it won't be fully booked because it's reading week? To my surprise, the arena is completely open tomorrow. Talk about good luck. Kaori's the first to arrive.
This better be important. Exams are next week, you know.
You study, loser. Trust me, you'll want to hear this. Kaori taps her foot
Where
impatiently.
is everybody else?
They're coming. A few minutes later, Sho and Mayu trickle in with Yuna tagging along.
Sorry if we're late.
Look who we found trying to break into the hangar.
Yuna's cheeks
I
flush.
wasn't trying to break in. I was just about to text that I needed someone.
Oh, that was the wrong thing.
I wasn't trying to break in. I was just about to text that I needed someone to let me in.
Sho
Yeah,
grins.
that explains why you were pulling on the doors.
I was just testing to see if maybe they were unlocked.
Wait, Yuna, how did you get on campus so fast?
I was studying in the library when I got your text.
Speaking of which, can you finally tell us what's going on so we can all get back to studying?
I glance over at Valerie, who nods. Valerie found out how to activate Eagle's overdrive mode on demand.
Are you serious?
Sho's voice rings above the team's collective exclamations of surprise. Valerie
Yep.
nods.
Sorry it took so long.
The fact that you managed to figure it out at all is really impressive.
Yeah, I don't think just anyone would have been able to.
Maybe.
Valerie answers modestly, but there's a slight blush of color in her cheeks.
So what exactly do you mean by overdrive mode can be activated on demand?
It's kind of self-explanatory, bud.
Well, initially the programming was set to a single run instance because it was in debug mode. I found a way to change the options of activation. That being said, it's calibrated and tested in simulation, but...
Valerie looks at me. We want to reserve the arena so we can live test it. Kaori
That
nods.
makes sense. We definitely want to get a handle of it before our next match on Thursday.
Why exactly do we have a match scheduled during reading week? Everyone stares blankly at me.
Why wouldn't we?
At CINY, everything was canceled during reading week. Classes, clubs, everything. They really wanted us to focus on studying.
That must have been torture.
I don't think it's a terrible idea. That just means there are fewer distractions from studying.
I know. Torture.
They didn't have to cancel everything. I mean, it was nice that classes were canceled, but I suppose canceling all clubs and activities was a bit much. Sho
Focus,
nods.
guys.
Sorry.
Yuna seems thoughtful.
Since your match is on Thursday, that doesn't give you much time to practice. Isn't the arena already booked up this week?
Actually, it's completely open tomorrow. I was thinking we could head over around...
No! Are you crazy? We can't do that!
I blink at Sho's outburst. Valerie looks just as confused as I am, but the rest of the team wears matching looks of horror.
What is up with those faces? You guys look like you've seen a ghost.
I mean, you're not too far off. The arena is haunted.
Oh. Valerie bursts out laughing and I let out a few chuckles. What are you talking about? We've used the arena plenty of times and we've been fine.
It's not always haunted. Only tomorrow.
It's not haunted, you idiot.
I can always count on a Kaori to be reasonable.
It's cursed.
Bitch. Never mind. What?
How is it cursed?
It's the curse of Yori and Nori.
You and your... Boo, if you didn't do that, you would be much better off. You too, Yuna?
Joseph, Yori and Nori are no joke. Haven't you heard the legend?
No.
What legend?
Sho takes it on a serious tone.
Many years ago, there was a set of twin brothers, Yori and Nori, who attended ACE.
And they were both top pilots here, in case you were wondering.
They were fiercely competitive in the arena, and their matches were thrilling to watch. Yori was the older twin by a few seconds, and no matter how often they battled, he always took first rank. Nori hated being outmatched and overshadowed by his brother and trained harder than any other pilot at school. At the end of the season, the twins' highly anticipated match was just as exciting as ever, especially when Nori took the title of first rank from his brother.
I guess Nori's training finally paid off. Valerie raises an eyebrow.
Seriously? This is so cliche.
Sho gives her a look, but otherwise ignores
It
her.
was all anyone could talk about, but Yori was furious. He didn't think it was possible that his brother could surpass him. He accused his brother of cheating and continued to pester Nori until Nori couldn't take it anymore. They agreed to one final match, no holds barred, which would prove who was the better pilot once and for all. Obviously, the school would never allow no-holds-barred matches, so they set up a time after hours to meet in the arena.
Boring.
Just wait!
When they met in the ring, they readied their weapons like usual. Charging their laser guns, they waited for the signal. As soon as it sounded, they simultaneously unleashed their shot, which collided in a huge explosion.
That's not how explosions happen.
Trust me, it happened. I don't know how it did, but it did.
Buddy, you're delusional. I'm sorry, but it just... Ugh. Mayu and Yuna not along with Sho.
After the smoke cleared, standing in the middle of the arena were the twins' two gears.
Okay.
That's not the weird part. The weird part is that there was no trace of the brothers. Both the cockpits were completely empty.
Mayu
There
shudders.
weren't even ashes or anything. Wait, let's go back a second to this explosion. How did the gears even survive that?
That's part of the mystery. They say that the brothers' spirits are trying to finish the battle to see who is the better pilot. And any pilot who dares get between them will suffer the consequences.
Valerie cocks her head to the
You
side.
guys really believe this stuff?
It's real. Ever since then, anyone who's used their gear on the anniversary of the brothers' battle has ended up with serious injuries.
Yeah, there was this kid whose gear malfunctioned and started moving on its own.
And the girl whose gear got stuck after it depowered, so she was trapped inside. They had to remove the whole front of her cockpit to get her out.
Those are just the reported ones. A lot of times, what happens in the arena stays in the arena.
Valerie looks at me.
What do you think?
I was thinking this, better safe than sorry. But I like this. I got 99 problems, but a curse ain't one. I like that. I don't want to tempt fate. We can check out my core another day.
Aw, are you sure you wouldn't rather test it out?
Eh.
The point is, we cannot be anywhere near our gears tomorrow. In fact, we should get out of Ace Academy altogether and go somewhere fun.
Valerie's dismissiveness shifts to intrigue.
Ooh, I like fun.
What were you thinking? A sly grin spreads across Sho's face as he whips out a handful of tickets.
The hot springs, of course.
You sly bastard. How long have you been carrying those?
You don't want to know.
My boy! I raise an eyebrow.
Let's just say I've got these ready for next year, too.
That sounds like a whole lot of fan
I
service.
don't know what you're talking about.
Valerie squeals and starts playing with her
I
hair.
can't wait to go. The water's going to feel so good.
I could use a break from studying.
You should come, Yuna.
Yuna smiles.
Okay, you've convinced me.
Wow, that was easier than I thought.
That was a very anticlimactic convincing job.
What about you, Kaori?
Kaori
We
frowns.
don't have time for this. Don't you all have exams to study
I have
for?
exams to not study for.
We've got the whole week to study. Besides, even Mayu's going.
Mayu looks away as Kaori's gaze lands on her.
Are you going too?
Yeah, I'll study better once I've had a short break.
Come on, Kaori, live a little. If
Amen.
Mayu can go, then you can go. I mean, does anyone here study more than she does?
Mayu
What's
frowns.
that supposed to mean?
Just that you're really smart.
Mayu blushes deeply but looks pleased.
So, you coming, Kaori?
Kaori
Fine.
sighs.
But I'm coming back first thing the next morning, with or without you guys.
Yes, the gang's all going.
Since my day tomorrow is pretty much shot, I need to get as much studying done now as I can. I'll see you guys later.
Do your studying at home, bitch. Jeez. Kaori hurries out. I should actually get some studying done too.
Me too.
Same here. It's time for me to hit the books too.
You know, we can study together, boo. We can study different things, but we can still study together. Everyone pauses to stare at
What?
her.
You study?
Of course. How else do you think I get straight A's?
Sho's eyes
Straight
wide.
A's?
Valerie
Don't
laughs.
sound so surprised.
Aw, if everyone else is going to study, then what am I supposed to do?
Study? Sho sighs.
I guess.
We can study together.
Sho perks up.
Suddenly studying sounds like a great idea.
Hey! Mayu smiles shyly. Sho takes her hand, the two of them wave before walking away. Alright, well, I'm out. See you guys later. Everyone says their goodbyes and heads their separate ways. I find a quiet spot in the library to spend a few hours studying. Literally for one line. Excellent. Once the words start to blur on the page, I decide to break a break at one and a boop. That was fun. Alright, I wonder if Yuna's still out trying different clubs. The last couple times I went with her, it was pretty fun. Let's see what she's up to. I dial Yuna's number. She seems out of breath when she answers. Yuna checking out any new clubs today? She chuckles.
No, I've decided on what I want to do.
Aren't the clubs canceled this week? Wait. Oh yeah, that was just a CIN one. Never mind. Oh really, what did you choose? I grin. Is that what you're doing now?
Actually, I decided to participate in the Tennis Open League today.
Does that mean you're going to try out for the school league next year?
Maybe. I'm not sure yet. It's still a huge time commitment. But I can always drop in on club matches. You're coming, right?
She tries to keep her tone light, but a hint of worry sneaks into her voice. I know that my being there to support her would mean a lot. Plus, there's no way I'm going to turn down another opportunity to see her in that cute tennis outfit. Amen, brother. Of course, I'll be that loud voice in the stands cheering you on.
I'll be disappointed if I don't hear you.
I'll be sure to yell extra loud. Meet you at the courts.
Okay, see you soon.
See, that's one thing I wouldn't do. Like, I would never just yell out in a bunch of random things. I telepathically send my cheering. I don't know why I did this. Praise Jesus. We hang up the phone and I make my way to the rec center. She's probably not gonna be in this tennis thing. This whole thing is gonna be a waste of time. She's probably not even gonna be in a tennis outfit. I'm just gonna be like, wow, I'm done. Just walk away. How long have I been going? 56 minutes. Okay. The event had a strong turnout, and while the spectator space is not as large as our other venues, more than half of the seats are filled. I scan the crowds of students lining the tennis courts in search of Yuna. She's off on her own, leaning into a runner's stretch. Hey, Yuna. Oh, she's in the tennis outfit. Man, I was kind of, I mean, not that I'm, really complaining, but, it would have just been funny. It would have just been funny if you show up and she's not in her tennis outfit. She's like, walk away. That would be great. That would be awesome. Her face lights up when she sees me.
You're here. Thanks for coming.
I wasn't going to miss out another chance to watch you wipe the floor with your opponents, she laughs.
It won't be so easy this time. I recognize some of the students from the Ace Tennis League. There's a good chance I'll have to play against them.
Move on. Sorry, that was just I felt like that would be something I say if I had yawned at that time in the conversation, but luckily I'm actually not in this conversation. I take another look at the students holding tennis rackets. Most of them keep to themselves. They wear solemn faces and quietly stretch. I feel like all tennis players are just depressed. Just in general. A small group of students are gathered in a circle. They must be the league members. I don't think I know who any of them are. Yuna pauses and points out the one she recognizes.
That girl with short hair is also a second year, and a pretty strong player on the team. She's actually from my hometown. We trained together in high school.
Dang. The girl is one of the only students with a smile on her face. She rolls her wrist and lets her wrist. Excuse me. I think I said wrist, but just kind of weird. She rolls her wrist and lets her racket hang loosely by her side. That's like this thing. That's like what the cool kids do, I think.
The guy to her left is a first year. He just made it onto the team, so he's still in training.
As Yuna gives me the stats on her opponents, her demeanor changes. Her posture relaxes and her eyes glance alertly around the court. She'd fit right in with the rest of us pre-combat room. Or she'd fit right in with the rest of us in the pre-combat room if she were a pilot.
And that small guy beside them is actually their star player.
Ain't gotta worry about small guys, you know what I'm saying? Really? I glance skeptically at him. He looks like a high schooler who's still waiting to go through puberty.
Yeah, he's a third year and captain of the tennis team. In fact, she...
Yuna points again to the first girl.
Will probably take his place as captain next year. He's also left-handed.
And that means...
I should have worked harder on my backhand.
Ooh. Backhands, you know what? Yeah, you're gonna rue the day you didn't work on your backhand, boo. I'm sorry, but you need. So it sounds like those few are the only real challenges here.
That's only as far as I know. There may be some hidden diamonds nobody knows about.
I'm gonna be the stereotypical person. Well, even if they are, you don't have to worry about that. I've seen you firsthand what you can do, and I know you'll win this thing. She blushes.
Thanks.
Spectators are being ushered to their seats, and organizers announce the first matchup. I better go so I can claim a good seat. Yuna nods. Before I go, I wrap my arms around her and pull her in a hug. Then I kiss her cheek. Good luck. I'll be rooting for you. Her cheeks are flushed, but she grins.
Thanks.
Absolutely. As I leave, she fidgets with the edge of her racket as she looks out at the crowd. I guess she is nervous after all. The first few rounds are between students I don't know. I half-heartedly watch the matches as they all kind of bleed together. Oh, am I gonna have to, like, actually make noise? Finally, Yuna's first match is up. I sit in my seat and wave as I'm gonna be a little stupid in front of all these people. Hey, didn't I just say that it was, like, not customary to, like, or, well, maybe not customary, but, like, not polite to show who you have feelings for in public in Japan? Didn't I, like, just say that? She smiles in acknowledgement. At least she doesn't wave back. Her opponent is a random student I don't recognize. I settle back into my seat. This will probably be a quick match. As I predicted, Yuna demolished the poor guy. Soon the second round of matches, and Yuna is pitted against the first-year Team League player. He scowls at Yuna, but she seems undisturbed. In the end, Yuna demolished him too. He stomps off the stage. I cheer along with the rest of the crowd for Yuna. When she's matched with the girl from the tennis team, the two of them nod in respect for each other. Yuna grips her racket tightly. A look of concentration replaces the smile on her opponent's face. They're more evenly matched, I assumed, because they are used to each other's styles and know each other's strengths and weaknesses. Although Yuna claims to be out of practice, she still comes out victorious with a 2-point lead. Finally, the two remaining contenders are Yuna and the third-year captain of the Ace Tennis League. Even from my seats, Yuna seems to tower over him. Oh, right. The high schooler kid. But he is unfazed. They ready their rackets as Yuna gives the first serve. Just like when I played tennis against her, her racket connects the ball with a resounding crack. Speeds across the net, and the blur, but her opponent seems to be waiting for the ball and easily returns her serve. Then they continue volleyball back and forth. Volley the ball, not volleyball. Back and forth. I lean forward in my seat, holding my breath. His strikes towards Yuna's left and her backhand misses. The audience lets out a collective gasp. She needed to work on her backhand. See, you're left-handed, like that thing. That shit's crazy, dog. Their match is the most engaging as the two of them dart across the court. They are tied, and the last point wins the match. Ultimately, Yuna misses another backhanded strike, and I have the hiccups, I think. And her opponent is named the victor. I race back down toward the courts. Yuna and the captain are speaking, and as I approach as I catch the tail end of their conversation.
Did you try out for the league this year?
Yuna shakes her head.
No, I was focused on my studies and was worried the league might be too much of a time commitment.
Didn't we just say she towered over him? What happened to the midget guy?
No wonder I haven't seen you play before. I'll admit, I was really impressed by your skills. You should try out for the league next year. I'm positive you'll make it onto the team.
Yuna smiles politely.
Thank you for the offer. I'll definitely keep that in mind.
I hope you do.
He glances my way, then politely excuses himself. By God. As he walks away, I sneak up behind Yuna and attack her with a hug from behind. That's a very not good gasp. That was kind of lackluster, but whatever. She rolls to face me and smiles. You were so awesome out there.
Thanks, but I didn't win.
What was the goal? What was the prize for winning anyway? It was like, I don't know. No, but you and the freaking captain of the tennis league were neck and neck for the majority of the match.
I know.
I thought she would finally realize just how impressive that was and crack a smile, but she frowns instead.
If only I'd practiced my backhand. I know I could have beaten him in his smug face.
You're funny. Oh, wow. I knew Yuna was competitive, but I had no idea she was this competitive. I mean, I don't wanna. Let's try let her vent. This was a hard loss, and if I were in her shoes, I'd be just as upset. Better that she gets it out of her system now than later. Yuna continues to mull to herself until she naturally begins to calm down. Feel better?
A bit. Well, it looks like everyone is leaving.
Yeah, we should probably leave too.
I'm going to go to the lockers and shower. Thanks for coming out again.
That was fun. This was fun.
I'll see you later.
Bye-bye. Say my goodbyes, we had our separate ways. That was interesting. There's a lot of reading and not tennis, but whatever.